Hello, welcome to this last session of week 1 on marketing management part 2. I have here my colleague Professor Shashi Shekhar Mishra.
Hello.
And I am Jayanto Chatterjee from IIT Kanpur. Both of us are from IIT Kanpur. And today's session, as we had indicated in the last discussion, will be on entrepreneurial marketing. We are discussing new products. In the earlier sessions, we looked at the management of new products, marketing issues of new products within a large organization, and we looked at various ways these occur. But today we would look at some interesting opportunities, ideas, conversion to new product, successful new products and such issues. Some of these concepts that we would discuss today, tomorrow may apply to all new product management cases, but particularly they are relevant for an entrepreneur. Now, we start with this the concepts related to recognizing opportunities. Now, fundamentally, an opportunity is a favorable set of circumstances that create a possibility for a new product, new service, and ultimately a new business. Now, entrepreneurs are usually very creative. They have lot of new sparks. These sparks come from recognition of opportunities. Now, this recognition of opportunities happen in different way. But first of all, an opportunity to be considered for further progress must have these 4 essential qualities which we see on the screen. Namely, they must be attractive from a business perspective, attractive from a buyer's desirability perspective, attractive from commercial perspective, attractive from even technical concept utilization perspective.
Yes.
It must be timely so that it is distinctive. Obviously, nobody is interested in an obsolete idea.
I just would like to add something is that when we say something attractive in terms of the opportunity, it is the way you look at a particular situation, because something what might not be attractive to others could be an opportunity for you. So, recession could be an opportunity.
Correct.
To a commercial opportunity, a technical opportunity to some other people. So, people talking about environmental degradation because of the conventional energy sources. This is a technological opportunity for alternative energy sources.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, now obviously an opportunity which is good for conversion into a new product idea must also be durable. That means it is not a transient idea that it is okay for the next 6 months, but after that its relevance will be gone. That is another test that we must apply. And lastly, we are looking in this course at such opportunities which are anchored in a product or a service or ultimately in a business model that will add value for the buyer as well as for the user and ultimately therefore for the organization. 3 ways we can identify a good opportunity.
Absolutely.
One will be by observing trends. You know, the trends could be coming from the trend of economic forces, social forces, technology advances, as well as political action related. For example, as you rightly said just now, that economic forces, that means if economy is in a downturn, that actually if people have reluctance to buy stuff, if people are very price sensitive, that can create opportunities
Yeah.
for a new class of good functionality, low cost products.
Yeah.
In fact, certain countries like Japan, Korea have created their economic miracle by focusing on this concept of low cost, high utility sort of products. The other thing is social forces, the consumer consciousness. For example, right now, the social forces are working in favor of healthy food or beverage, or anti-obesity, different activities, and therefore such social forces or consciousness can shape new opportunities for new types of food, new types of beverages, new types of restaurants, new types of services, like a gym or aerobic studio, yoga studio, and so on. So both new products, new services, opportunities can come through these trends. And technology advances, of course, more advances in semiconductor technology, more advances in transmission or communication technologies create new devices, whether that be a smartphone or a new type of tablet, and so on and so forth. And
So, when we talk about economic forces, I just would like to add something like what might be a good economic, what might be a good option in a good economic time as an investment. Like you like to invest in the stock when the stocks are moving on the upward side, might not at all be a good option when there is a recession. So, that gives an opportunity for alternative investments to be probably to attract more to the customers. So,
Yeah.
that is an example, another example of economic forces. Social forces, as you have already said, like health related thing, and the social consciousness about the environment is becoming very
absolutely.
yeah.
And that also relates to this environment, is also
Yes.
relates to the fourth point, which
Yeah.
is political action and regulatory changes.
Yeah.
See, for example, now with this political action for cleaning up Ganga or our other rivers like Yamuna and so on, or different types of regulatory changes with respect to what can be discharged into public water system, or what can be discharged from a factory as effluent, all that will create necessities of organizations, which will ultimately also create different types of opportunities for new business creation, because you can come up with new types of water treatment, sewage treatment plants, chemicals, processes, which can all lead to very good businesses.
Yeah.
So, environmental trends suggesting business or product opportunity gaps, some of these are therefore now sort of captured as a whole in this particular model. So, where we are saying that economic forces can be related to disposable income or consumer spending pattern, social forces are demographic changes, what people think is in, like we were talking about, this health consciousness, etc., or different types of cultural trends. For example, it is now quite culturally trendy to wear Western clothes combined with ethnic clothes.
Ethnic clothes, yeah.
So, you may like to wear a kurta with a denim trouser.
denim.
So, that creates new types of product opportunities. Technological advances we discussed, and political. So, this one picture sort of captures what we have been
Different.
discussing over the last few minutes. So, economic forces, these are the detailed points here, that a weak economy favors startup that help consumers to save money. For example, policybazaar.com, this is a company that has been started, and it helps consumers to save money on insurance, and that is the attractiveness of that particular. So, this is an example. Social forces, social trends we just now discussed about, new types of clothing, new types of apparels, also health, fitness, wellness, all these are therefore. So, in these 4 slides we have tried to therefore give examples. In technology advance, obviously computer, internet, biotechnology, digital photography, these are all examples.
And I just would like to talk about a little bit about this technological advances, in the sense when you see the fast paced technological advancement, you will see that certain industry coming, certain industry just being wiped out from the market. What you have seen probably in this storage device or storage of
Yeah,
memory.
DVDs now almost
Yeah.
becoming extinct.
So, all these new forms of the storage, cloud and all, they are coming. On the other side, the more probably conventional sources of storage devices or the storage sources, they are going out of the market, and this trend can be seen across the different industry sectors. So, as we were discussing about it, that what could be a probably a bad time could be an opportunity for the others.
Yeah, and in this slide we have also highlighted that one good idea which takes hold and becomes a successful new product or service can spawn further new ideas and services.
Yes.
Like here we have given a simple example that the success of iPhone created a number of innovative new ideas. For example, here we are talking about this waterproof casing or
Casing,
protection
yeah.
for the iPhone. So,
Yeah.
this is a new type of approach. And of course, political action and regulatory changes relate to current consciousness about safety, about health, about environment. In fact, this SHE has now become a primary concern in many companies. In the board meeting, this is the first agenda where we therefore look at opportunities as well as risks in terms of this SHE, safety, health, environment, and that creates again new product, new business opportunities. Now, solving a problem is another great source for opportunity recognition. Right now, water is a crisis. So, water is becoming good potable water, clean water, healthy drinking water is becoming scarce and scarce. As a result, there can be many different new products coming into the market, which for example uses the grey water.
Yeah.
That means a water that comes from our bath or our sink or our kitchen sink. Now, that can be easily used for say watering lawns or flower pots or for the flush. So, as a result, new types of plumbing equipment, new types of products that can use this lesser quality water for less sensitive functions will create opportunities.
Yeah.
The many milk overproduction in some cases can create new products that in a way takes care of the perishability and creates new types of long surviving or long duration milk products.
Yeah.
There are new types of ice creams that are coming which melt slower,
Yeah.
or new types of transportation equipment are coming which allows refrigerated supply chain management for perishable products. So, these are all things that come out of a problem.
I just, when you have started talking about this water based, I mean solving a problem, and then you started talking about water crisis. So, now one has to understand, if I sum up whether I have understood what you are talking about, is that the problem can be approached from multiple perspective actually. So, while you can think of saving the reutilizing the water which you are consuming, so you are basically using the same water again and again in multiple purpose. So, you are minimizing the wastage there. Then another way is like you are also creating awareness among the people, that is another approach, so that the water consumption goes down. And then there
and that again is a very important role of marketing,
yeah.
which is the marketing of an idea.
Yeah, communication is extremely important, and you see that the entire communication models comes into the picture. The third thing, the third approach could be like thinking about this planet, and then thinking of about approaches like planting trees and all that, and so that even in the trees basically you grow the trees which requires lesser water. So there are so many different approaches for the same problem, and they could be each one of them could lead to a good business opportunity also.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So this people consciousness and planet consciousness, that is social consciousness and environmental consciousness, are definitely very good sources for new ideas, new opportunities in the current environment, and many of these will be very lead to very sustainable businesses
In the time to come, yeah.
Yes. For example, if you now create a business based on a new product idea which utilizes alternative energy sources,
Absolutely,
say solar or wind
Yeah.
and so on, that has a potential which
Tremendous
has a
potential.
long run potential. And then of course this is which has been mentioned right from the time of Peter Drucker, that entrepreneurs often recognize opportunities by sensing a gap in the marketplace. So that gap could be looking at people who are not well served. So like for example, now there are many senior citizens across the world, even in a country like India, which is an emerging economy. We have many senior citizens who have a sufficient disposable income. So they are looking for a different kind of service. They are not necessarily looking for another T-shirt or a car accessory or more household stuff, because they have had all of that. But they are looking for experiential services. They are looking for emotional services.
Yeah.
Or services leading to emotional satisfaction. So very interesting new business ideas are
absolutely.
generated out of that, whether that be a portable personal blood pressure measuring product, easier to handle, or it is a mobility related product like a personal wheelchair that can be easily operated at low cost, or service which actually allows senior citizens to be in constant touch with their near and dear ones spread all over the world. So the gap recognition in the marketplace, that means between two classes of products, different segments already served, you recognize a particular segment not very well served. Recognize a product feature which can create a new, I mean, for example, some time back people were creating mobile phones which had larger keypads. But now of course with smartphones, since the keypad itself is programmable, so you don't need to create a separate type of keyboard. That same idea has now been transported from hardware into software. So by looking at opportunities of gaps, we can definitely find, like here we have given an example. This is by examining a market segment not very well served or emerging market segment which is more relating to more personalization. See, worldwide now these are very major trends in new product development, basically portability, personalization and increasing miniaturization. We will discuss it again later on when we discuss some more examples. Here we have talked about this company which recognized that guitars are just guitars, but just like so women or teenage girls, they may need their guitars in a maybe looking more fashionable, different colors. And we have seen in India, for example, famous film stars promoting laptops which are primarily meant for young lady executives, with offering different types of colors for the casing or the lightweight, or that it can go into a lady's handbag and so on and so forth. So recognizing demographic gaps, opportunities to serve those gap demographics, or recognizing variance in products can lead to different types of incremental and sometimes radical
product.
introduction. So, for example, this people who suffer from cerebral palsy or autism or different other kinds of physical challenge, for them different kind of mobility equipment have been developed. Some of them are very radical. They are utilizing different types of energy sources which allow them to be much lighter, much more portable, and so on. So, I think that tells us that opportunity are sources,
Yeah.
recognition of opportunities are sources
For new ideas.
for new product ideas.
Yeah.
And we will in the next session discuss how different opportunities can be classified and how we can actually give priorities for our as an entrepreneur for a particular recognition to be converted into a new product or a new service idea. So, this idea opportunity recognition to idea screening will be our theme for the next session.
So, we will stop here today, and then when we will meet in the next session, we will talk about the ways how to screen the new product ideas. Thank you very much.
Thanks.